I would like to thank the Hot 120 staff once again for inviting me out to talk about the hot topics. This is Mr. H, and I'm coming right for you today on a hot topic that's been on my mind and been in the media. And let's go straight forward because I know you don't have a lot of time, so I just want you to give me a few minutes of your time, and hopefully I'll edify you on a subject matter. Today we want to talk about Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's sister has been charged with murder. Her and her friend Candace Townsend, Kamisha Monet Williams, which is Leonard's sister, and Candace Townsend, who's 39, which is Leonard's sister's friend, um, allegedly murdered an 84-year-old woman. Now, according to my research, they were at a casino in California, and the 84-year-old woman must have won some money, and allegedly Kamisha, which is Kawhi's sister, followed this 84-year-old woman into the bathroom and began to wrestle and fight her and take her money to rob her. Her and Candace, right, went into the bathroom and robbed this woman, and allegedly they broke the woman's skull and left the woman bloody, and the woman died. Oh man, I know this is hard on Kawhi Leonard. You know, just winning the championship, just coming off a high note, just been traded to the Clippers. A lot of things are happening for him, and then all of a sudden, your sister goes and do something like this. Now, I'm not saying she's guilty of it. I'm saying allegedly, but it has to bother your mind somewhat to be a pro athlete on that level, to have that level of spotlight, and then all of a sudden you hear this bad news about your sister. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. Um, and it often happens. It's a lot of conversation about this, and I'm gonna present some more facts, and then I'm gonna really get into it. Um, Sometimes the people that's there to support you and that's in your circle can also cause you the most harm. So even as a pro athlete, a musician, a star, actress, actor, whatever you're trying to be, executive, you got to be very careful who's in your circle, and that includes friends and family. Like if Kawhi is a multi-millionaire, then why is there a need for his sister to rob? So that speaks to to that relationship. You know, could there be some tension in that relationship where she's unable to call Kawhi and ask him for some resources? Um, are they close as brothers and sisters, or are they not? Do they not talk? I mean, do they not talk at all? Those are questions that need to be asked. But this is not foreign. This happens to other athletes um, that have similar situations with their siblings. And this speaks to a lot of things. Remember Simone Biles, her brother, has recently been charged for 3 counts of murder. Allegedly, he was at a party on New Year's Eve and shots rang out, and allegedly he was part of the shooting of three people, a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 23-year-old. The 19 and 21-year-old died at the scene. The 23-year-old died later at the hospital. Simone's brother name is Thomas-Biles Thomas. It's her older brother. The thing here, we kind of know about the familiar relationship. Simone was adopted by her grandparents and grew up in Houston. Tevin stayed in Columbus, Ohio, where they both were born. And I guess obviously he got caught up in the street life. And then we see Simone go on to great height and become I think a 4 gold medalist winner. But again, it has to hurt her to hear about her brother being part of such a crime like this when you're on such a platform. Again, sometimes in your circle, family and friends can be liabilities in your circles when you're dealing on a high professional level. But this also speaks to another thing. It is interesting that you can come from the same womb and be different individuals, have different wills, have different MOs, modus of operandi. Here's Kawhi Leonard, one of the greatest basketball players we have ever seen. Yet and still his sister is being charged for murdering an 84-year-old woman. Just think about the mindset of robbing an 84-year-old woman. And I suspect they just went in and robbed the woman and didn't plan to murder her, but it turned out to murder because the intentions were wrong from the beginning. And then Simone, known internationally, performing, doing well on an international level, and then the brother is on the other side of the tracks, coming from the same womb, same lineage. It goes to show that even though we come from the same womb, same lineage, we all have our own will. And based on our own will, we make decisions. We make our own decisions. We make our own choices. And at the moment, we decide for ourselves, not knowing that those choices will impact other family members, especially when they are bad choices. Simone is going through it. This is heavy on her. And I gotta assume that Leonard's going through it. You know, this is not a charge like stealing a candy bar out of the store. These are murder charges. And Tevin allegedly committed the crime, and Kamisha and Candace allegedly committed the crime. So what are you to do as a pro athlete when your sibling, older brother, younger sister, older sister, whoever, gets in trouble with the law, and then everybody got a microphone in your face asking you why they did it, and you're clueless to why they did it at all. But here's a simple answer: because they had their own will, and they were their own individuals, and they were their own persons. Now, these were not crimes. Again, his crime was New Year's Eve, and Kamisha and them just did this a few days ago at a casino. And so it would be interesting to hear your thoughts and comments on this. What do you think Simone should do in reference to her brother? Should she support him in this, or should she stay away from it? Should Kawhi support his sister, or should he stay away from it? I want to hear any comments you got about family dynamics, because it's interesting that she was adopted by the grandparents, went and did well. He stayed in Columbus, Ohio, and seemed like he turned from the worst. When we come out of our womb, we all have an equal chance to make it. Most of us, if you're not if you're not born with any, if you're not differently challenged after you're born in the womb, In all fairness, those of us that are born with no deficiencies, we have an equal chance to make it. In spite of all the isms, sexism, racism, classism, and all the isms in the world, we have an equal chance to make it. And therefore, we can't blame Simone greatness as the reason that her brother did this crime. Nor can we take his uh, shortcomings and stain her greatness. Same thing with that. We can't take Kamisha's shortcomings and stain her greatness. Y'all heard that doorbell? That was my son coming in. But again, like I was saying, you can't take Kamisha's shortcomings and stain Kawhi Leonard's greatness. Uh, Even though we come out of the same womb, I got to reiterate, everybody has a different will. The will is not the same. And life come down to choices. Look at that little smirk on his face. I don't know what he's thinking about. I've done some work in correction facilities, and looking at that smirk right there, I don't even think it don't even look like he's taking it serious, the magnitude of the charges. But again, don't let me superimpose my perspective on your perspective. It would be good to hear your comments on all this, and it would be good to I would love to hear what you got to say, and I would love to hear how you would address this if you were a pro athlete with a brother and sibling, a sister, brother, or other siblings in trouble. How would you address it? Simone, I believe, will continue to go on and do great things. I think Kawhi would continue to go on and do great things and represent their people and represent the country well. Um, let's keep a prayer out for them, because they got to be going through something hearing this news about their siblings. Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscribe button below. Hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post new content.